What's up, guys? The Camps here, also known as Cameron, and welcome to another movie review. This one is for The Flash. Now, if you hadn't seen my Rise of the Beast review, please go check it out. This is part two of two movies of a double hitter. I had watched Rise of the Beasts and then this film. I literally just got out of the theater maybe 2 hours ago. Had to collect my thoughts because there was a lot of stuff I had to think about, especially when it came to this particular movie. Greatest comic book movie of all time. That's what they said about Across the Spider-Verse, and it didn't turn out to be true. Did it turn out to be true for this one? I don't think so. But it was still a very good film. I liked it. I really did. And I will give you the reasons why I think it was a good film. Despite all their problems, Ezra Miller can be a really good actor when they want to be. As bad of a person as Ezra Miller might be, Ezra Miller really knows how to play Barry Allen. And they are an untouchable Barry Allen. Just really funny, and they had really good chemistry with himself, or themselves. Two Ezra Millers, right? And they're both talking back and forth, and it's just crazy how much chemistry, they had with each other, especially since they're the same actor playing two different characters. I mean, not really. They're both Barry Allen, but both in different universes. And it was just really impressive. And like I said, the way they portray Barry Allen is nearly untouchable. But, especially with the press conferences leading up to this film, with James Gunn being very, very elusive with Ezra's future, they're probably not going to be in the DCU for much longer. I think this might be their last film as Flash. And if that's the case, then I don't know who else you're going to cast as Flash or as Barry Allen. But Ezra as Barry Allen is unbeatable. And the critics especially need to realize that, because a lot of critics are giving this film, rotten scores because of the person that Ezra Miller is. And while I agree with them in that instance, you have to separate the person from the character. And while the person might be a bad person, the character is a very good character, and it's Barry Allen to a T. So they have to separate that. Man, was it good seeing Michael Keaton back. It's like he never left, honestly. Just the way he carried himself as Batman, the way he talked, the way he moved, the way he directed the Flashes and directed Supergirl, and became the leader of their makeshift Justice League, as Barry would like to call it. Not the main Barry, the other Barry. Just the way that Michael Keaton just kind of came back into form. It was really nice, and it was really, really good to see him. Especially after so long of not being Batman and not having that second chance. And, this was his second chance, and he nailed it. And Sasha Calle as Supergirl was a welcome addition. She really brought that careness that Supergirl has, that Melissa Benoit, or I think that's who it is, for the Supergirl TV show, the aspects that she didn't bring. While I enjoyed her as Supergirl in the TV show on the CW, Sasha Calle as Supergirl had certain aspects that I liked better. And her in that Supergirl suit, man. And the emotional parts of The Flash, they really hit. And they all brought it. Ezra Miller brought it. Michael Keaton brought it. Sasha Calle brought it. The four main characters, Ezra Miller squared, Batman, Supergirl, they are all good in their emotional scenes. And Ezra Miller, man, they are good. And I had a problem with Ezra Miller for a while because of the mistakes they made, and I'm not gonna keep digging into that, but Ezra Miller is a good actor, and the emotional scenes was really well done, and that's in part to them. They did a great job. And 2/3 of this film was really engaging thanks to those emotional scenes, because a lot of it was building up to, Barry saving his mother, and having to redo all the mistakes that he made in order to save his mother, and what, consequences that caused. And all of it was just, while some of it was kind of slow, also a lot of it was really fast and engaging. And it was just really engaging stuff. And I really enjoyed it. The CGI was awful. So bad. In most parts. Thank God it wasn't constant. Because sometimes the CGI would be really good, and other times the CGI would just be so goddamn awful. And I hate the way Flash runs. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but I really hate it. And I really wish he'd stop running like that, because it's just unbearable. And there were some parts, especially in the third act, where Ezra would talk and they would have like moving mouth syndrome, where you remember, Superman's whole debacle with his mustache in Justice League. That's what Ezra had when they were talking to their other Flash or other Barry, and it looked straight out of a video game. It looked like they had taken the mouth, like take my mouth and put it on somebody else's face. It was just really weird, and it really took me out of the emotional scenes, especially when, Barry's talking to other Barry about, come on, you gotta stop doing this, or of whatever he's doing. No spoilers, I promise. But the engaging parts of the plot was really taken away from me because of the moving mouth syndrome. And I also saw in interviews where Michael Shannon kind of talked about his experience with Flash and how he didn't feel as satisfied as he did with Man of Steel, especially with his character study of Zod. And I could see that, because Zod in this movie was just he was just not there. He didn't feel like the villain. Well, I guess he wasn't really supposed to be the villain, because it was more of like a plot of, the time travel thing, and learning the consequences of time travel and what that could do, and kind of getting his self back in check, because of the whole, wanting to bring his mother thing and wanting to find peace with his dad. While all that was good, the whole Zod, mini plot with him, Zod felt very, unattached from the film. I couldn't get into him as much as I could with Man of Steel. And that's not Michael Shannon's fault, because Michael Shannon, we all know he's a good actor. It's just the writing. And I really hate how in the third act, which was rough, mostly thanks to CGI, they're like, oh, the story, that's right, the whole time travel thing. And they'd go and talk about the time travel, and then Zod was kind of pushed into the background. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's right, we remember Zod. And they push Zod to the forefront, and they're like, oh, we have to quickly, we have to mention Zod, or we have to finish this story of Zod. And they finish it, and they're like, okay, let's take a step back. And let's figure out how to deal with this Zod issue. And then they would do that, and it was just a little disappointing and a little kind of disjointed, confusing, and it was just something that kind of really took me out of the film. Well, that's pretty much it for the review. I'm tired of talking. My voice is already parched. I literally just did a movie review right before this, so we're just gonna get into the official rating. Was it, like I said, greatest comic book movie of all time? No. But was it good? Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed it. A lot of good laughs, a lot of really good emotional scenes. CGI was rough, and it's a movie where you could take your kid to go see it and be like, "Oh, that's so cool! Look at Flash, Dad, or Mom, or whatever." And be like, "Yes, son. Yes, son." And so that's something I would watch with my family. So overall, I'd say 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 is too high. 8 out of 10 is the perfect score for me personally. Again, not a lot of people are going to like this film because of the CGI of how it's kind of not associated with the DCU as far as I know, especially with James Gunn interviews recently. So 8 out of 10 is the score for me. Go see it. It's an enjoyable film, and yeah, I think you'll like it. Superhero movies are not dead yet. They're making a comeback. I promise, they're making a comeback. And that's gonna do it for the review. If you guys liked this review and would like to, see more reviews, I hope, hearing my grating voice talk about stuff that you might like or might dislike that is completely opposite of what I feel, that's okay. But if you want to see more reviews, please come stop by, say hi, all that stuff. And if you haven't liked and subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Like and subscribe, damn it. And I'll see you in the next movie review. Bye, guys.